here?
You and I are making eye. They
Okay.
don't exist.
All right, okay.
Okay. Stand up. Better change. We're all good. We got a door, and then, okay, let's go ahead and say and spell your name and where you're from.
I'm Sherry Bridges, SHERRYBRIDGES. I'm from Hamet, and I just blew it.
That's all right.
I'm sorry. Can I start over?
Sure.
Okay. I'm Sherry Bridges, SHERRYBRIDGES from Habem Atoll, Pomo of Upper Lake. That's spelled HABEMOTLEL. We're from a little band of Indians in the northernmost part of Clear Lake area. We started out in the Ukiah Valley area in the early 1800s. We migrated to the Upper Lake area, which is the modern day town.
Stand by, we got a phone.
Can I have some water?
Sure.
Thanks.
Donna, you are.
I'm sorry.
Turn it off.
It's hard to stand still.
That's okay. You can move around a little bit.
Yeah.
You can move around.
You don't have to be a statue. No worries.
It looks good though.
See here.
Yeah, you're out completely, so that worked perfect.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be, coming into you at the right here.
Right.
So, probably get good audio
No, I
too.
can just see you in the
Yeah.
glass though.
Oh, could you see the
Happening.
movement? Okay, right. Plus down here probably be better for sound wise because of the
Acoustics.
yeah, the acoustics would be better because it's carpeted down here. A lot of glass in this room, which does not muffle sound.
So is setting up in this room a challenge? with all
Yeah.
of that?
Yeah,
That's
it's a
what I
little
was-
different.
Yeah.
I didn't pick the room.
Right, right.
We got glass everywhere.
A lot of echoes, right?
Is this in the shot?
Now, do you want me to spell that name again, or?
That would
Okay.
be great, and we'll talk about
Okay.
where you migrated from.
Okay.
Okay, just let me know.
Put it right.
Oh.
You need somebody guarding the door out there.
All right. Let's go ahead and start by spelling that last word again.
Okay. I'm from the Habem Atoll, Pomo of Upper Lake. Habem Atoll is spelled HABEMOTLEL, Pomo of Upper Lake. I represent a tribe of 186 members. We're a federally recognized landless tribe. We started out in the Ukiah Valley area, which is where we are right now, and migrated about 40 miles east from here into the northernmost part of the Clear Lake area. Currently, the town's called Upper Lake. My tribal members back in the late 1800s first were recognized as as an Indian tribe when they purchased 90 acres about a mile north of the modern town of Upper Lake. From then on, it took a few years, and they eventually purchased 564 acres. So in the early 1900s, in 1907, the federal government first recognized our tribal lands as an Indian reservation. Like a lot of other California tribes, in 1956, we were terminated. Our Indian status was terminated, which meant that we lost our status and eventually lost control and ownership of our lands. In the 1970s, our tribe organized enough to be able to take action against the federal government and try to restore our tribe status and our Indian lands. We eventually prevailed in 1983 with a lawsuit against the government And the Secretary of the Interior was then mandated to restore our tribal status. So we are federally recognized now, and we are in the process of restoring our tribal lands. Unfortunately, it's a long, arduous process that requires a lot of time and a lot of organization and a lot of funding to be able to do that. So we're currently now trying to restore just 60 acres to be able to call our reservation.
Because we're landless, there's no way to create economic resource. There was no ability to go and apply trade or apply
Correct.
commerce there. So how do you go through the process of trying to fund something like that?
Correct. We, like a lot of tribes, are looking for just the basis to be able to fund housing, medical care, fresh water supply, sewer systems at our old reservation, etc. There are a lot of tribal members that are in need. So in order to do that, we were able to enter into an agreement with a development company for the purposes of gaming. So part of the process is finding some means to be able to attract somebody to fund your economic development. And right now, gaming is the only way to do that. So we have partnered with a company out of Novi, Michigan, that is funding our whole process. Part of the process is being able to substantiate your Aboriginal territories. With part of that, we ended up having to hire an anthropologist to be able to completely determine historically, data-wise, where we came from. And like I said, we came from the Ukiah Valley. And part of restoring your land is to be able to make a modern connection to that land. And right now our tribal offices are within a mile of that land. In addition to making a modern connection, you also have to substantiate your historical Aboriginal territories. So part of doing that was, like I mentioned, the anthropologist. And the piece of land that we have been able to set aside through our partnership with the investor is a 60-acre plot, which is right in the middle of quite a few of our historical villages, our ancient, our burial grounds, our, some other documented cultural sites for us.
There aren't a lot of races that have to go through this type of process just to be recognized. That's where you're from. How's that emotionally for you to have to go through this type of process? It's very frustrating. It's a very long process. So having the continuity amongst the council or the tribal members is probably the most difficult thing. Staying organized and with a goal in mind. And right now, our tribe, 186 members, 108 voting members, have this common goal. We come from a variety of backgrounds. Not everybody was raised on the old rancheria. Quite a few families moved away in order to support themselves. A lot of families couldn't stay there because there was no means to be able to support that family. So you have a diversity amongst the tribal members, but we have a common goal, and that's to provide some sort of economic development for the common good of our whole tribe. And it's been a challenge. It's a challenge for every tribe. Because you were re-recognized in California, do you share in any of the gaming revenues? We
do. We're blessed with the voters having approved the Proposition 1A, which allowed some of the tribes that were gaming to contribute to that fund, and then it's redistributed to the non-gaming tribes. That has been a huge benefit for a lot of our tribal members who don't have a means to support themselves. So yes, we do participate in that.
Was your land ever under the management of BIA? I believe so.
And coming back to your land and being able to show honor and respect for those who have passed, maybe their remains, that's got to be another goal as well.
That's part of quite a few tribes' goals. There are some laws that have been put into effect that can protect or at least give an opportunity for a tribe to have a say in the development of a piece of land should that be a questionable burial site. And that's very important. Part of, I believe, most tribes' goals in economic development is to be able to preserve the culture also. Unfortunately, we have, I believe, 12 elders left in our tribe, so it's becoming a short time before we're going to have nobody that passes on our tradition. Fortunately, though, one thing among the Pomo tribes up here in northern California is that a lot of us share common family members. If you're not a member of one tribe, oftentimes you're a member of another tribe. And so amongst all of us, there are quite a few people that still can provide all the traditional teachings of basket weaving and tule boat making, etc.
Anything else about that?
No, I'm very proud to be participating in this event. I'm very proud also to be representing my tribe. Thank you.
And you are aware that the interview you just conducted was for broadcast, and you are not a compensated actor.
Right,
Right.
I agree.
Perfect. Perfect.
There you go. There you go.
Wonderful.